Hello and welcome to episode 138 of Controller Club, the friendly face gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three different continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, we will be drafting our 2025 Fantasy Critics League and crowning the winner from last year. But before all that, let's introduce our host today. My name is Klein Felt, and alongside me today are two of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world. First, coming to us from across the pond, it is the digital art at Daredevil himself, wearing a nice, I don't even know, just a very nice like knit romper jumper here. Tom, how are you doing? What's on your sweater for the YouTube audience? Is it a gaming related?
No, it's not gaming related. It just says over and oh god, it's so low. Can you even see that? Overthinking.
Very good.
So I'll be doing a lot of that this episode, I think, because I'm going to be deciding. I'm making a lot of decisions today. But no, it's going to be an exciting show. A lot of very competitive show, I think. So hopefully, you don't hate each other by the end of it. But we'll see. Should be fun.
We'll have to see. Hopefully, there are no backstabs and heartbroken today. Next up, it is the journalist extraordinaire, the Australian abroad, aka the Canadian in training, Lauren Rouse. Lauren, how's it going? How's it hanging? What's new? Anything exciting going on in your life?
Hello, things are good. I suppose the only thing happening right now is that it is like Australia Day / Invasion Day back home. So which isn't really like, we don't really celebrate the day because it's like the day that Australia was invaded. But I did go to a Australian pub in Vancouver called Moose's Down Under. Klein, you recommended it to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's had two chances in my book. It's not Australian. I'm sorry. It's like a Canadian attempt at being Australian, and it's a very poor attempt.
Okay. What would make it more authentically Australian in your book? If you could change one thing, what would it be to make it feel like home?
Just like the quality of the food.
Oh,
being better.
Okay.
Oh dear. A drastic change. Very drastic.
I'm just going to say one thing. I ordered a poutine because I was like, hey, let's mix it.
As you would at an Australian restaurant, sure.
I was testing it. It was on the menu anyway. And so they couldn't even get poutine right. It was like, so poutine is chips and gravy and cheese curds, and this was like chips buried under a layer of like kind of crispy mozzarella with like Italian herbs on it.
Okay.
And I was like,
so it's an elevated poutine.
It was terrible.
Well,
I was offended as a like Australian in Canada.
You know a bad poutine from like when you get it and it's just shredded cheese on top. That's the worst. You got to get the curds. You have to get those big chunks of cheese as opposed to the like shredded cheddar mozzarella mix. Tom has no idea what we're talking about right now, but that's okay. We're not here to talk about poutine. You don't have poutine there though. You do.
I had it when I was in Canada.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, we're here to talk about video games, not French fries. So let's get into it. Our Fantasy Critics Draft. Now, if you don't know what this is, we did this last year. It was our first time doing it. It's kind of like fantasy sports. If you've ever done that, you draft a team and you kind of watch all season or all year in our case and hope that things happen for the best. Basically, it's how this works essentially is we pick a team of games and we are scored. Our team, how well we do is based on how well those games review on OpenCritic. So essentially, for every point over 70 on OpenCritic, we get a point. For every point under 70, we lose a point. And if we're over 90, points are worth double. So if it's an 80, you get 10 points. But once you get up to that 90, you get the 20 points plus double on top of that, if that makes sense to everybody. And today, we will be picking 7 games, and then we'll have the ability to pick up 3 more throughout the year, things that aren't announced yet, various other, you never know what happens. Last year, I picked up Astrobot, and it maybe or maybe not won me the whole thing. But how that is done is by way of an auction system, so we each have a budget of an imaginary $100. We are not putting any real money into this. Although,
or are we?
Podcast this week, and they were looking at crowns, and they were going to get a crown made for their Fantasy Critic League. And I was like, that sounds like a fantastic idea. A nice little tiara for the winner. That sounds great. But it's as simple as that. We pick some games. We hope they do well. There is a key component to this, though. It is called the counter pick. So after we have all drafted our 7 games today, we will each pick a counter pick, which is one game that we think is either not going to come out this year or is going to score poorly. So say I pick a game that Tom picked today as my counter pick, and it gets a 65. That means I am getting 5 extra points for every point under 70 that game gets. I get a point, and Tom loses points as well. But if the game doesn't come out, it's just a 0, and you hope that's sometimes what you got to do if there's only good games being drafted here. There are a few rules with games that we can pick today. We can only pick new games, free-to-play titles, expansion packs and DLC, reimaginings, so think like from the ground up Resident Evil 2 remake or Final Fantasy 7 remake kind of thing. Remakes, which is more of like putting a new coat of paint. They are essentially still remaking the game, but it is at its bones still the same game. Like Blue Point's Demon Souls, Blue Point Shadow of the Colossus, the Crash Insane trilogy, but no just straight up remasters. No like we are just taking the like the Nathan Drake collection from PS3. That is they didn't remake that at all. They just up-resed it. So I think that's really it. I want to mention this. I didn't mention it last year, and it is key information that could swing the game. You can drop games. We have unlimited drops for games that are confirmed not to come out in 2025 unless it is someone else's counterpick. So if Tom picks one of my games as a counterpick, it's locked in. I can't move it. But say I pick a game, I pick Half-Life 5 today, and then it's confirmed Half-Life 5 isn't coming out in 2025, I can drop it. You also get one unconditional drop, meaning you can drop one game on your team and pick up another game at any point for any reason, but you only get one throughout the year. Does that make sense to everybody?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I used this a lot to my advantage last year.
Yeah. So it's going to be key. Before we get into drafting this year's teams, we will go through last year. The results, it was close. One person in particular had a lead very far ahead for a lot of last year, and he came in 3rd place. Tom Drew, congratulations. You got 3rd. You got bronze. It was looking really good for you for a while. You had games like Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. You had the like RPGs on lock last year. You had Final Fantasy 7, you had Persona 3 Reload, you had Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, but everything you had there only totals you 105 points, particularly because Metroid Prime 4 didn't come out. The 007 game didn't come out.
Didn't even hear from it.
Wanderstop did not come out. And that's 3 of your 10 games right there.
Painful.
Did not hit 2024.
Tom, were you surprised by anything on your list? Like anything that scored high or low or what you were expecting from it?
Let me just pull up my thing again because I can't remember what I picked. Let me see. Oh my god, why do I even do this? We're doing this live. How do you check the past?
Do you want a screen? I will send you a screenshot right now, Tom.
Yeah, that would be greed. That'd be perfect. We can leave this in.
I did just in case. I knew this was going to happen. I screenshotted it and got it ready. So,
well, your counter pick was on point because you counter picked Klein's Hollow Knight Silk Song, so you were correct on that.
Yeah,
successfully locked that in because that did not come out last year.
Yeah, that made sense. And we got the screenshot here. Princess Peach Showtime is a kind of a surprising one. I just thought it was going to be a better game. I thought it was going to make more of a splash, but I think people were kind of lukewarm on that one overall. And even Black Myth Wukong, I think, like, even though it was nominated for Game of the Year, I think people liked it, but maybe still not as much as, like, you know, like an Elden Ring or just a classic Soulsborne from Software. So I think those ones are the big surprises. But yeah, the fact that I pick this year, I'm hopefully the games I pick are going to come out. I think that was what really just killed me completely.
Lauren, you came in 2nd place. Congratulations. 111 points. you had every single game on your list come out. You were the only person on the three of us that had every game you picked come out in 2024. So Lauren is the seer. She can clock a release date from miles out. Some of your big wins were Hades 2, which in early access got you 20 points because we are counting early access games. Hades 2, not on the board this year. Sadly, it was picked last year. We know it's good. It's kind of a shady dealing if you were to pick it up again. Another big win for you. You had a couple in the high 80s with Dragon's Dogma 2, 87, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle 87. Is there anything here that you feel like, I don't know, how are you feeling coming off of last year? How do you feel your team performed?
Yeah, pretty good. I think I had a lot of solid like medium range hitters. I mean, like these were scored highly, but I didn't sort of have like huge ones like you and Tom did, except for maybe Hades, which I was like lucky to get points for because it came out in early access. I think I also like got really invested in this last year. I was checking this quite frequently. So I did drop a couple of things. Like I had Assassin's Creed Shadows on there, and then I dropped that when that was Client Has a Ghost in the house.
Yeah. I'm just gonna my dining room light is flashing. I'm
Signal
just
from the
gonna just a
beyond.
second.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and then I think I was mostly surprised by I didn't think that Indiana Jones would be as good as it was, so I'm surprised that that got as high as it did. But also that Star Wars Outlaws was like, I mean, we all played it, so we know why. But it only got 5 points, so that was probably disappointing. Also, Alan Wake 2, I picked that up right at the end because I just needed something to fill the last slot, and I was like, yeah, Alan Wake 2, that was huge the year before. And then the Lake House DLC got like 4 points, so I picked poorly there. Oh, and Life is Strange, 1 point. That was a shame.
Yeah, that's surprising too. But yeah, I thought. Did you end up playing Life is Strange Double Exposure in the end? Because I know you were excited
No,
for it.
so I
Yeah.
don't know why it didn't get very good scores, but that was a shame. But still, nothing that was. I didn't lose points for anything, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I have turned the light off. So I I don't know what's going on there. It turned into a rave here in the house. Yeah. Second place, Lauren, 111 points. I bet you if we were to like average out per game what like how we scored, I think you might have like the highest because you had a lot of just like mid 80s, which was good.
Mhm.
And I won with 121 points. Pretty close when you come down to it. But ultimately for me, I had 2 games not come out because both of them were counterpicked. My 2 co-hosts counterpicked games on my team. That means Lauren Rouse didn't have a single counterpick on her team. I don't know how I feel about that. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Death Stranding 2 did not come out last year, but I had big wins with Elden Ring, the DLC. Metaphor clocked that from a mile away. And the biggest pickup, I think I spent like $60 or $70 of my $100 budget on Astrobot. And that's a wonder for me. 95.
Okay, 1 second. Tom, did you bet anything on Astrobot?
I think I might have, yeah, but it was never gonna beat the $70 worth
Okay.
of the budget.
Because I was
so,
like,
yeah.
I barely bid on anything. So I'm like, you probably had it without having to put money on it.
But I needed to know. I had to
Yeah.
know that it was the second we saw that trailer. I'm like, this game is going to be incredible. And it was very incredible. I thought a big win for me was going to be Flight Simulator, but that only got me like 6 points in the end, which is like very surprising. I thought like all year I kept, even after Astrobot came out, I was like, how far can I lap these fools? Like, what's going like? And no, the Microsoft Flight Simulator did not come in as clutch as I thought it would. But so that's essentially how we did last year. That's going to determine how we're drafting this year. We will draft in order of winning, I guess. So first, second, third. It's a snake draft. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. 7 games. Are we ready to go? I guess first of all, should we go over our team names, our publisher names, so people know who is drafting? Because you take hold of a publishing house. Tom Drew, you are in third. What is your team name for 2025? Or is it the same as last year?
It is the same as last year. It's Spare Phoenix Games, which is obviously a pun on Square Enix. Maybe I should have changed it because of how poorly I did last year. But we're sticking to our guns. Maybe this is the year. I don't know.
And Lauren, what's your publisher name?
Yeah, I kept mine the same as well. It's Rouse House.
It's good. It works. I changed mine because I was sitting here yesterday and I was like, man, my team name sucks. It was Klein's Fine Games. It just didn't. It was not. I needed to put more effort in, so I did. And so this year I'm Kleinal Fantasy 7 Rebirth. That is the name of my publisher this year because who doesn't love a good pun? Okay, let's do it. Let's get into the draft. We don't really have a drum roll or anything. There's a nice little like twinkle that plays at like the NFL and NBA draft that I wish I'd gotten ready, but I don't have it. So we'll go number one. Number one is really hard. I actually don't know if I wanted number one in 2025 because there's a big obvious choice. I just don't know if it's going to make 2025. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I have to pick GTA 6. I don't know if it's coming this year, but if it does, I'm going to be so mad that it isn't on my team. Does that make sense?
I mean, if you weren't picking it, I was picking it, so...
And if Lauren wasn't picking it, I was picking
exactly.
it. So,
it's the number one pick for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean...
I'm picking that game. I just don't know if it's coming this year. That's my only hesitation, and I feel like I am ripe for a counter pick right now from one of you. But that could also be your downfall.
The thing is, I do think it's going to come out this year, but
Yeah,
now
me
I
too.
don't want it to because you don't get the point.
But I do, because it was my prediction a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true as well. So
here's the thing: if it does come out this year, I get points and I get a great game. If it doesn't, I'm screwed. Okay. Let's get into Lauren's first game. Lauren, when you get into the whole thing, you'll have to hit draft game up at the top, and then you can search for something. And
oh yeah, okay, all right,
mm-hmm.
No worries. Okay, well, my second, I was obviously going to go with GTA, but if I can't have that, I am going to have. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have, which I hope comes out this year, but who knows? Ghost of Yotei.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is Sucker Punch's follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima. Very excited about it. I'm sure it'll hopefully score as well as Tsushima did. But yeah, it does say 2025. We just, who knows? Who knows? So that's my first pick.
I think that's a safe one. I think that Ghost of Yotei is going to come out this year. If Ghost of Tsushima was any indication, it's going to be a banger. I know, Tom, you're excited for Ghost of Yotei as well.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's like that's another guarantee. I think it's going to just be amazing. So that was also on my list. So if you want, I was going.
Well, Tom, you don't have anyone impeding you now. You have 2 back-to-back picks. So take it away with your third and I guess our fourth.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go two different ways. I'm gonna go with a safe one, and then I'm gonna go with a potentially crazier one.
No such thing.
Okay. First one I'm gonna pick is Elden Ring Night Rain because
tactical pick.
Because
smart.
Elden Ring did pretty well, and I think this game's gonna be great. I mean, it's basically it's multiplayer Elden Ring, right? So, I think it's just gonna be good. I don't know. I think the Souls players are gonna enjoy this one. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think given what happened with the DLC and of course the first game, I think anything Elden Ring is like a solid choice. That is definitely. Did they have a release date for that? Is it like mid this year or something? Summer?
I think
they didn't pick a release date.
I don't think so. The rumor is that it is midsummer. There's been a lot of Switch 2 talk surrounding this game that it could be around launch of that. So summertime, perhaps?
It's scheduled for this year at least. So
yeah. I reckon they will hit this year. So I think that's a good one. And I think if they can nail like co-op / multiplayer Elden Ring, that's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. All the streams of just like the modded version of Elden Ring, like that adds multiplayer to the base game is amazing. So this is just going to be hopefully the same thing. But yeah, in terms of my second pick, I think I'm going to make Klein a bit sad with this one because I feel
is this the crazy pick?
No,
Tom,
one. Don't do this one. Not this one. Do something else.
I'm gonna do this one.
No.
If you believe the rumors, a new 3D Mario is coming.
Damn it.
And I I'm gonna pick it because, like, come on. If it does come out this year, it's gonna be amazing. Like, there's just I don't think there's any doubt really. Um, Odyssey was amazing. Galaxy was amazing. Yeah, I just think I've a good feeling that will come out this year, probably that October November time. It's just whether that actually happens or not. They could throw a curveball. Maybe they'll release a new Animal Crossing this fall,
Oh, please.
which would be also equally amazing. But yeah, I have faith that they're going to do this pretty soon. Sorry, Klein. I'm so sorry.
I was a year early. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I picked it last
Yeah.
year and it did nothing for me. I think that you call this a wild pick. I don't think it's wild. I have a feeling that this is going to be the fall game. It's been 8 years by the time this comes out since Odyssey. They've got something. It has to be ready. These developers were working on some project, and this was my number 2. This is what I was debating between. I'm like, do I take GTA 6 or do I take 3D Mario to start things off? And just because GTA 6 has been announced,
Yeah.
I felt a little safer doing that. But damn,
It was a
that
risk.
hurts. Ugh,
Right.
Okay.
Back to
Lauren.
me.
Yeah, back to you.
See, now I could make Tom angry.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that one.
Come on. Please.
And I think I will.
No,
I'm going to
please
take
don't.
Doom the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
It's definitely, we just got a release date the other day. We just got a new trailer. Looks freaking awesome. Even I want to play Doom now. I think it's going to be cool. So I'm going to take that.
I think it's going to be cool. There's some, yeah, it looks pretty awesome. We just got a glimpse of it at the Xbox Developer Direct, which we did a live reaction over on our YouTube channel. So after you're done watching this, go check that out if you missed it. Doom the Dark Ages looks amazing. Looks so cool. And Tom's
Yeah.
pissed. See, this is what it feels like. This is how the hearts have been broken already.
You know, I needed to be humbled, so it's fair enough that you did that. I was actually thinking you were going to go a different way. But Doom was also on my list. And
yeah. There's so many ones. It's like trying to gather all your children at once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it feels rough. It feels rough.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay,
Klein can make us both angry.
Yeah, to me. No. I'm playing smart, okay? I'm playing smart this year. I want to go back to back. I want to start of a dynasty. So, with my second pick, I will be taking Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay.
I think Monster Hunter Worlds, incredibly well reviewed when I was doing my research for this. So well reviewed in the 90s. I think this has the potential to do that again. I think that this is probably the highest floor game maybe on the list of the year. Like, I don't think there's any famous last words. I don't think there's any way that this game can be like any worse than like an 85. Monster Hunter Wilds, I'm there, and it's my second game. Any thoughts?
That is definitely the smart pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like,
It's like the number 1 on the list of games that you can draft in Fantasy Critic.
Yeah, people want to do it. It's like, I think, yeah, Monster Hunter as a franchise is just like very consistent, I feel like. So it makes sense. This is like the equivalent of like your Metaphor pick last year, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, number 2. Again, we're playing it safe. No Half-Life 3s. We're like known quantities. You want to know what has been in development for a decade and is supposed to come out this year? Metroid Prime 4. I'm taking Metroid
took
Prime
it right
4.
from under him.
There is no way Nintendo puts this game out this year and it be bad. They may delay it out of this year, but like it has been in development for so long that Nintendo knows what's riding on this. This game has to come out and be amazing. And so I think it's a pretty safe bet, like for Metroid Prime 4 to be a good high pick here.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I mean, Retro is just such a good studio. Like, Prime Remastered, I don't know how well that reviewed, but it was really good.
Very well.
Let me just see here. 97. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so like I feel like Prime 4, it's primed to do pretty well. So yeah.
I'm just saying, GTA, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Metroid Prime 4, those could all be high 90 games. I'm just saying.
It's not like you lost last year and need to be super strategic to make up for it. You won.
I love this. Lauren, your third pick.
We all know that I pick with my heart, not my head in these games. I just like having all my favorites under one roof. And that's going to continue. So I'm going to take another game that we saw this week, which is South of Midnight. I'm very excited about this. It looks amazing. It's from a studio I really love. They're doing something really cool by expanding to like this open world RPG style, and a really cool animation style. And I really hope it pays off. It's one of those games that's like could look really cool and then like fall flat when it releases, or it could be like the next big thing. So hedging my bets, but we do know it's coming out. So
Very
that's a
soon.
positive.
Very soon. Lauren, does it give you any pause that they announced this is a $40 game?
Did they?
They did. I'll just say it doesn't for me, just because I think that means this is going to be like the best. It's going to be like 8 hours. It's going to be like 8 to 10 hours. Incredibly well crafted experience. But yeah, it's not a full price game. But everything we've seen, I think it looks great.
I don't think that does worry me, because I think it's a quality versus quantity, right? And we've seen a lot of really, really great games that are shorter experiences do really well. So that is surprising to me. I did expect it to be a little longer, but I don't really mind as long as it's good.
Tom, South of Midnight.
Well, you know what else was a $40 game? Helldivers 2. I mean, it's not the same type
Hey,
of game, but like,
fair.
so
never saw that coming.
but yeah, no, I don't know if we said it during or after we reacted to the direct, but just like seeing more of that game gets me even more excited for South of Midnight. Like just the different locations that they go to and the different like creatures and designs. Yeah, I'm just so excited for it. So yeah, I've a lot of faith in that doing pretty well. So yeah, it was a good pick.
Very good pick. Xbox's year. I think this is going to be
Hopefully.
Doom already been picked. We have this. I think that, yeah, this could be a big year for Xbox. Tom Drew, you got the turn again, so you're, I guess, third and fourth picks here.
Yeah. I went with the Mario game. I'm going to go with another Mario game,
Yeah.
baby. We're going
Okay.
Mario Kart 9. We're going
Nice.
Mario Kart 9. I just feel like if Nintendo's... I mean, look, Nintendo's confident in Mario Kart because it sells like crazy. But if they're confident in launching the Switch 2 with it, they're confident in its quality. So I just have a good feeling that it's going to be great. So yeah, that's my third pick. What do you guys think? Klein?
It's Mario Kart. Like, I don't know what to say. I think it's going to be great. I wanted a Switch 2 game on my team, and I was debating between Metroid and Mario Kart. I think Metroid has like a higher potential, but that is not to take anything away from Mario Kart 9. I have a feeling that this game is going to be fantastic. Please be the crossover that we've all been dreaming of. Tom, are you worried about the backlash to the Donkey Kong model? Are people is that going to bring down the review scores?
Guys, can I repick? Actually, like I don't want it anymore. I don't want it. No, if anything, it's going to enhance it. People are going to come around to that Donkey Kong design, and they're just going to love it. Lauren, do you have any Mario Kart thoughts, or should I do my fourth pick?
No, I think that's a solid pick. My only thing is that I'm still not sure if it's real. I think it is.
Yeah, it's definitely real.
But I just feel like the rug's going to be pulled out from under me, and that actually it was
What
secretly
if
Mario
this?
Kart 8 remastered.
Yeah, Tom, because if this is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Super or whatever, you don't get points.
There's no way.
Yeah, probably not.
The only way I could see this going badly for me is that they announce, hey guys, Mario Kart, it's a launch title in quotation marks because it's a Mario Kart live service game. And like, I don't know. That could go either way. Maybe that could work in his favor.
There's actually been rumors, Tom, that this is the reason they've been wanting and saving this for the launch of Switch 2 is because they have quote unquote major software plans for within Mario Kart, and this will last the entire generation with like new content constantly.
Interesting. I mean, that could be cool, but also, does that mean the game is bare bones at launch? I don't know.
Hey, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at near Switch 2's launch, and they kept releasing stuff for that. Like, we were doing this podcast when they were still releasing stuff. So like in the last couple of years, I think it's a solid pick. Mario Kart's going to be great.
Yeah.
Now your next one, Tom, we don't know about.
Next one, I don't know if it's going to come out this year, but I want to put it on my team. Klein, you picked this game last year, but I'm going to take it this time.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
picking Hollow Knight Silk Song because
Oh.
I just
Okay.
have a feeling that I might be crazy, but I just have a feeling it's going to come out this year. We've heard some like weird rumblings that might suggest that it could come out soon. I just have a really good feeling. Maybe it's a Switch. Maybe it comes to Switch too, and it's like a maybe not a launch title, but like very soon after or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I just have a good feeling. I think this is the year, Silk Song fans. Call me crazy, but I think it's coming.
We've thought it's been the year for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
True.
Although, Tom, have you seen the chocolate cake?
The chocolate cake? No.
So there's people are doing some weird shenanigans on the internet that there was a picture of a chocolate cake posted by either the Hollow Knight account or one of the developers, and they looked at the metadata, and the date on it was for April 2nd, 2025, which is the same day as the Switch 2 Direct, meaning Hollow Knight will appear at the Switch 2 Direct.
Wow. That would be really cool.
There's also something else where like one of the developers or something like interacted with an Imagine Dragons thing, and it's announced for April 2nd, 2025 as well. And that's
really?
also the date of the Switch 2. They're playing games. They're playing mind games with us right now.
Yeah. I don't know. There could be something. We also know that like, or I guess I don't know if we actually know this, but there's like rumors that Nintendo's telling the developers not to like announce that games are coming to Switch 2. So maybe Hollow Knight's one of them. So April 2nd, we'll have to see. We'll see if that comes true.
Back to you, Lauren.
Okay. I think I will go strategic now. But I also do want to play this game. So hopefully it just pays off. I'm going to take Split Fiction, which is a game from the It Takes Two developers, which, It Takes Two, I think, won Game of the Year a few years ago and was very well reviewed. And I really want to play that too. But this looks awesome. It's like you play as two writers who are writing stories in different genres. And there's all these crazy little mini games. I think you play as a hot dog or something at one point.
Yeah, you do.
So all the points for the hot dog game, please.
Yeah, this was my favorite game they showed at the Game Awards last year. Like it was just presented so well, I thought. And honestly, yeah, the hot dog moment, it won me over. So I have a good feeling about this game. I feel like it's going to be great.
Yeah, I just looked. It Takes Two 88 on OpenCritic. I think it'll be higher than that. I do have a feeling from the previews that we got of the game, because press have played it. They're saying that it's better than It Takes Two. It's the best game. So better than 88, then you're starting to get into some like really like significant points. So that's a very good pick. That was really high on my ranking. If it didn't go here, I think I would have gobbled it up. But now I have I had kind of tiers, and Split Fiction was like around the end of that like first tier, and then literally the rest of the games I have written down are all just one. So I have them ranked, but they can appear anywhere. So I think for my first of two picks here, I'm going to take I don't know. I'm going to do Metal Gear Solid Delta. I have a feeling that this is going to be a very big deal. That game was critically celebrated when it originally came out. This is kind of Konami's first like dip into the Metal Gear pool in a while, and everything we've seen of it, it looks just like graphically looks absolutely incredible. If they can maintain how great a game Metal Gear Solid 3 was originally and put a new coat of paint on it, I think that we're in for something special. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid Delta.
I agree, because I had this last year. It just didn't release in time. But I think, I mean, as the years go on, same with Hollow Knight, the more likely we get to it being released. I can't see, because it is a remaster, I can't see it. Like, it's less likely to be delayed out of this year, but you just don't know.
Yeah, there was, up until December 31st, there was rumors that it was coming out last year. Like this, they're everywhere we went.
It really late.
Yeah, like they kept telling us that they weren't telling us anything, and that made us kind of think, well, is it coming? I think it's imminent. I have a feeling that this game it's dated for 2025, so I have a feeling that it could be the first half. Like this could be one of the first games we get points on. So
Yeah, definitely. I think like I feel like the fact that the reason we haven't like gotten a solid release date is because they probably don't know and they want to make it as good as they can because Konami knows that like we haven't made a Metal Gear game since Metal Gear Survive, so we need this one to be good. So I feel like the fact that they are taking their time with it, um, you know, is kind of a good sign that they're kind of wanting to ensure that this game is good. And yeah, like you guys have kind of said, um, from all accounts, this looks like it's going to be great. So yeah, excited for it.
and now I'm in a really tricky spot because I'm like madly Googling, have we gotten updates from these like particular game in a while? They said 2025. I have a feeling this could either be like the mega indie hit of the year or I could lose points on it. But I'm just going off of the pure vibes. I remember how excited we were when they debuted this trailer. I'm taking Mixtape.
Yeah.
That it's coming from the Artful Escape development team. It's this 80s tinged coming of age narrative adventure game that just like the trailer blew us away. I think it was last year's Xbox E3 Summer Game Fest, whatever we want to call it, showcase. Just sounded, looked, felt absolutely amazing, and I hope we can recapture that. I think the Artful Escape did a great job at what it did when it originally came out, and so if they can capture some of that magic again here, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was like desperately trying to find the name of this game because I
was trying to remember
remembered
it
it.
too.
And I was like, what the hell is the name of it? But yeah, I was gonna pick this one if I could have remembered the name. But it looks fantastic. Like the vibes are just immaculate, I guess, in the game. And it I think I have a really good feeling about it. So yeah, good pick.
I was worried it wasn't going to come back to me. So that's why I think there's a few other things I may place higher, but in this with you guys here, I think that this one wouldn't come back. So yeah.
Well, probably would have because we can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
I didn't. You should have told me. The second I said it, said, no, we forgot the name. We would have left it. Okay, Lauren, you're fifth.
There's like 3 that I really want, but I'll pick one. I think it's time for me to have a Switch game. So I'm gonna go with Pokemon Legends ZA.
Okay.
This could go either really well or really badly. I have faith though that if the next Pokemon is a Switch 2 game, that might heal some of the issues with previous Pokemon games, which are a lot of like graphical and like performance issues. And if the Switch 2 does have power behind it and this Pokemon game is made for that, that could result in a really good thing. But yeah, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. It might not come out. It might be bad.
Legends Arceus 84 on Open Critic, so that's pretty good. And despite the technical issues, Scarlet and Violet, were those the most recent ones? Reviewed pretty well. Like you would, yeah. So even though they were a technical mess, I don't know how to feel about this game because if it is a Switch 2 game, I'm so excited for it. But the rumors are that like Nintendo's holding Pokemon off Switch 2 for right now. There is a Pokemon Switch 2 game in development, but it isn't anything that's been announced yet. If it is just a Switch 1 game, I am less excited for the potential of what it could be.
Regardless, though, Pokemon always sells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think there's a bias there, and like you kind of said, Klein, the Pokemon Legends Arceus was one of the most like I think in terms of like fan responses, people really love that. And if this is a Legends game and it's kind of like taking a different approach to the franchise, I think it has a good. I think there's some potential there to warm critics' hearts potentially, but I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Tom, back to you on the turn. We're coming down to it.
Oh man, this is getting tough. I feel like I said I was going to pick games that I was confident going to come out this year, but
here we go.
Looking more on my list, I'm like, are these games going to come out this year? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna pick a game that actually. Let me just check that I actually can draft this game, because it's a game that's coming out
Oh no.
pretty soon.
Oh, Tom. No, I was gonna sweep up for this one at the end for $1.
Oh, you have to do
Well,
it now.
I'm picking it now. It's Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, okay. So you got a different game in mind. Interesting. I could go either way on this game, but from the kind of early rumblings, people seem to
Previews
be
are good.
previews are good. So, I think maybe Ubisoft's kind of figured out the problem areas potentially, and the delay I think seems like it's helped the game, which is reassuring. Um, so hopefully it seems like it's a return to form. So yeah, I think it could potentially do pretty well. At the same time, it could be another Star Wars Outlaws. I have no idea, but
Could.
what do you guys think, Lauren? Am I crazy for picking this?
No, this was pretty high on my list too. I think simply because of some of the previews recently saying like it's worth the wait. Like I was stressed when it got delayed so many times, but I think it's only in aiding the game to be better. So that's promising.
Mm-hmm. I think that you'll get points. I don't know if Ubisoft will make it through 2025 in the form that it is, but I think AC will come out and will get you points.
Well, yeah,
Your
as long as it's
publisher may last longer than AC Shadows publisher does,
Wow.
Tom.
and then I'll have to take the reins on publishing Assassin's Creed games from now on. I mean, I'll take that burden. Why not? Yeah. So for my sixth game,
Mm-hmm. Second to
ooh,
last.
okay, I'll go with a safer. I don't know at this point. I'm gonna pick Death Stranding 2 on the beach because I do think it's gonna come out this year. I think is that dated? I don't really know.
No, just as 2025.
Yeah, so it could get put, but I have a feeling it's coming out this year. Death Stranding 1, people loved it for all its craziness. And I feel like just from like the early glimpses we got of it of the second game, hopefully that'll be the same for this one. Like the photo mode, I don't know if you guys saw like the kind of tease of that Kojima shared, but it's like crazy like how just detailed the photo mode alone is. So if that level of detail is throughout the whole game, I think it's going to be a good one. I just need to play the first game fully first before this game comes out, but yeah, I'm gonna pick that one.
It was pretty high on my list. I have a feeling that people love Kojima. And one of the things, even though that Death Stranding 1, I think, did review fairly well, one of the things that held it back was how jarring it was, people getting into it and having no clue what kind of game it was. And then it's like, whoa, this isn't Metal Gear. People know what it is now. And so that I think is actually going to play to its benefit. And it probably will have higher review scores because of it. Lauren's thinking. Lauren's pondering. Lauren, do you have any Death Stranding thoughts, or do you just want to get to your, like, I can see you are just writhing away.
Oh yeah. I think because I was going to take that if it wasn't taken. So yeah, obviously a good pick. My concern that is that it won't come out this year. That's my only thing. Is they've said this year. Same with Ghost of Yotei. Same with like GTA. Like you just can't trust them anymore.
Kojima just tweeted saying that they're in the middle of crunch.
Okay.
But crunch can last years.
It can, yeah. The only reason I think it's coming out this year is because Kojima has like OD and he has that other PlayStation game. Fizzant, yeah, that. And I feel like those are further away. So I feel like Death Stranding 2 is probably a lot more further along. So yeah.
Also, put some respect on Fizzant's name, Tom. It's not just a game; it's a multimedia experience.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Fizzant fans, don't come at me.
Lauren, you're second to last.
Well, I think a strategy that kind of paid off for me last year was picking games that did come out. So I'm going to continue that. I'm going to take another Xbox game, which was Avowed, which I picked last year as well, and then dropped late in the year when they said it was moving to February. But I still think that game, if not like, I don't expect it to be like amazing, but I think it will like be over the mark to get some points. So I think it's like a safe pick.
I think that this one has potential, like the winning pick energy. Like this could be the thing that wins it. I was worried about picking it because I think it also does have the potential to not do super well. But when those previews came out, I think it was around Game Awards time, like right at the end of 2024, people went and played it. I was playing Dragon Age, and I remember listening to people talking about it, and they were saying, this surprised me. Like, this is way better than I thought it was going to be. And like, Obsidian make great games. So this could win it for you, Lauren.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, I think this has some good potential for sure. My only worry about it is that it is kind of sandwiched with a lot of, I guess like the main thing is that a game that Klein picked, Monster Hunter Wilds, is like the week after it. I wonder
Right.
if, like a big RPG, I wonder if that might impact things, but I don't know. Maybe I'm
I hear you,
yeah.
but I think they're very different audiences.
Yeah,
Because isn't
I guess
Monster Hunter
that's
Wilds
true.
more like a Switch game?
No.
Mm,
It's
I
a
guess
big like console RPG as well, but it's more like a multiplayer experience than
and it's more JRPG than like
Yeah.
Western RPG, I guess. So I guess there is a distinction in the player
Mhm.
base. So yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
Mhm.
yeah,
February is a just killing
Mm,
ground. There's so many
insane.
games.
yeah.
Okay, my last two picks. I don't know what to do. Now I'm like really, really conflicted. I think I'm gonna be smart with one and then maybe dream a little bit with another. Or I could just be smart with both of them. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do Civilization. People like
Yeah.
Civilization a lot. I've never played Civilization. So I'm picking Civilization 7 with my second to last pick. It's imminent. I think it's a couple weeks away, so this will be definitely one of the first games that gets scores on the board. But it could also come out and be like a lot of PC sequels can be sometimes, where it comes out and it's a technical mess. City Skylines years ago was fantastic. People reviewed it highly. They loved it. And then City Skylines 2 came out, I think, last year or the year before, and it fell flat on its face. Microsoft Flight Simulator came out a couple years ago, did fantastic. Last year came out, technical mess. So I am a little scared that could happen here, but I am putting my faith in the name of Sid Meier's, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I did consider this game as well. Yeah, like you, I don't know anything about Civ, but people like them. People like these games, so yeah, could do well.
Yeah, I was looking at it purely from a strategic point of view, which I think because of its fan base has potential to do well.
Now, my final pick. I will not be taking Skate as much as I want that game to be good. I don't know if it's going to be. I'm wearing my Skate t-shirt. I think I'm going to take Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. This is the latest HD 2D remake from Square Enix. Dragon Quest 3 just got its remake, I guess, at the end of last year, and it did very well. And people have said that these are the better games, so I am excited to see what that does review-wise. That's all I really have to say about it. It's going to look really pretty. I know that, and I think that's worth bonus points.
We can debate on the bonus points thing.
No, I have a
No.
feeling that the review scores will, like, just
Oh,
because
okay.
this game looks the way that it does, I have a feeling some reviewers will be higher than if it were to look like have some other art style.
I thought you just meant like the fact that it looks pretty is going to just get you bonus points automatically.
Hey, I have that commissioner authority. I can add, subtract, do whatever points. I had to manually put in the Hades points last year.
Well, some faulty ballots going on over here. But, anyway. No, I think it's a good pick regardless. Yeah, I think people are excited for these games, and yeah, those first two Dragon Quests, people love them. So yeah, I think this is a good shot, and like you said, it is very gorgeous, the art style. So yeah,
I'm realizing I have four of my 7 games start with M.
Wow.
I don't know why. Okay, Lauren, your last pick.
Yep. It's the last one. What to do?
Well, we can pick as well. So if anything doesn't get drafted here today, you want to go and grab whatever you can.
Yeah, but there's also like we don't know what else will be announced this year. Like
Mhm.
I said last year, there were some surprises towards the end that may have clutched the game. So what to do? Okay, I think I just want to go with things that I think will come out this year. And this is still a big name. So I think I'm going to go with Borderlands 4. Pretty solid, like solid hitters, the Borderlands games. And I'm pretty sure they've announced that for summer-ish area. So I think it does have a pretty good chance of happening. So just hedging my bets there.
Yeah, I think right now it just has a 2025 release date, but summer sounds about right for where, especially if they have a GTA looming in the grass. 2K does, or Take
Yeah,
Two, same
true.
publisher. They will put that out, I think, as far away from GTA as they can.
Yeah. All I'll say is it'll be better than the movie, so that's a guarantee.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, yeah, that's all I got to say about Borderlands, to be honest.
Lauren, or not Lauren, Tom, time for your last pick and the last pick of the draft before we get into our counter picks.
Okay, this one, I said Silksong was risky potentially. I said 3D Mario is risky. I think this one's actually the riskiest one potentially. You guys, I don't know what you guys will say. I'm gonna pick Fable as my last game.
Okay.
It is. They did say it was going to come out in 2025 last year. So if we go off that metric, it should come out. But I don't know. I think like we don't know what Xbox has planned for the rest of the year. I could see this potentially coming out later in the year. Maybe they'd want to skirt around GTA 6. The only thing is like this big, open like RPG thing. But it also could be like a counter to GTA 6 because it's a completely different genre in terms of fantasy and stuff. But yeah, I just kind of envision this as like Xbox needs a big game this year. I mean, it could be Gears E-Day, which we didn't even talk about. But I have a feeling it's Fable. So that's where I'm going.
After Thursday's developer direct, it like opened my eyes to what Xbox's 2025 kind of looks like, because before, when I was prepping this, I wasn't even thinking about Fable. I was like, Doom's going to come out early this year. We have Avowed early this year, and then South of Midnight's going to come out later. But now that we know all of that is before June, I think it's before May even. They have something else. Is it Gears? Is it Fable? Is it something we don't even know about? That remains to be seen. I think Fable, I had it on my list, but I'm just like, there's so many questions about if it is this year. I think it's going to be good when it does come. It's just a matter of, is it this year?
I think your logic makes sense though, Tom. Like, again, after seeing them pack the first half of the year so heavily, and also like I was concerned last year about will they actually get Indiana Jones out in time, and it did, and they did. So I think they could definitely, if they say 2025 is when Fable's coming out, they can get that out by the end of the year as well.
Okay, time to do counter picks. Tom, we go back to you. You get first pick of the counter pick.
Oh man, this is tough because honestly, I think all of our teams are pretty good. I'm gonna counter pick GTA 6.
You have to. You have to.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad someone did, because we have the drama now.
Yeah, we do the drama. Yeah, just because, not because obviously the quality, it's going to be amazing, but will it come out this year? I still think it will, even counterpicking this, but just in case it doesn't,
Yeah,
I need a
it would be
contingency.
funny.
So, yeah, I think I'd pick that.
Okay.
So how do I do that? Oh, I do this. Okay, yep.
I'm happy somebody did it, because it's going to, now it makes this a whole lot more interesting, right? If it doesn't come, Tom, that's good for you. But if it does, I don't care how good Mario Kart is. If GTA 6 comes out this year, Tom, it's over for you. Like it's going to be like a 95 at the lowest.
Wouldn't it be funny if it wasn't?
What if it wasn't?
What if
What
it's
if
bad?
it came out and was awful?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Lauren, your time for a counter pick.
This is difficult. It would be funny to just pick another one on your team, Klein, but I don't think I'll do that to you. How do I choose? Oh yeah, okay. I think I have to go Hollow Knight because again, it's just so funny if it doesn't come out for yet another year.
Yeah.
And each one of us is maybe I'll pick it next year and it won't come out next year as well.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
totally fair.
I'm going with that.
Okay, now it's the end of the draft. I have to pick one. Huh. I think I might. I don't know. I'm leaning Borderlands 4, not because I don't think it's going to be going to get Lauren points. I think I'm just trying to mitigate the damage. I think it's going to be an 82, and so I only lose 2 points, or a 72, so I only lose 2 points. Because everything else on the list I think is coming out this year. I think we have 2025 mapped out right here. I am tempted with Fable.
Mm.
You could.
I just think I think that game's coming this year. Actually, I'm gonna do Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet against it being a Switch 2 game, and I'm gonna bet that it's a technical mess, and this is gonna be the one that everyone just turns on. So there it is, Pokemon Legends ZA, and that's our draft. Let's run down our teams and our counter picks, and then we can get out of here. Tom Drew, your team at what publisher?
Yeah, my team at Spare Phoenix Games is Elden Ring Night Rain, the untitled, unannounced 3D Mario, Mario Kart 9, or the untitled Mario Kart 9, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, and Fable.
Okay, and Lauren.
Yeah, my team at Rouse House this year has Ghost of Yote, Doom the Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Split Fiction, Pokemon Legends ZA, Avowed, and Borderlands 4.
And my team at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is GTA 6, Monster Hunter Wilds, Metroid Prime 4, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Mixtape, Civilization 7, and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Okay, so that is it. We will keep up to date with our fantasy critics and our fantasy critic standings and how we're doing throughout the year. But that's not all the show today. We also want to get into what we've been playing before we get out of here, as we usually do. Tom Drew, been playing anything exciting?
Yeah, I played a bit more Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. At first playing it, when I played it last week, I was pretty early in, so I was still getting used to it. Getting to the second kind of world of it, I'm a lot more high on it. I'm this is actually so good. The music's amazing. I think they have some really interesting ideas. I love the different Kongs that you can pick up as you go through the game as different power ups and stuff. So it's pretty good. I will keep playing it. The other game that I'm always playing now is Marvel Rivals. And I won't go into it because I've talked to death about that game. But we did release a Marvel Rivals video on our YouTube channel. We got a lot of comments, so I just want to shout out a handful of them because we got some really lovely comments on here. And you guys can chime in on what you think of them. At VHS Hero says, I'm hoping for a Sam Alexander Nova, so the Nova, that version of Nova. I think that'd be pretty cool. Someone suggested at GSUA Vate, crazy username, suggested Paul. I don't know if you guys know who Paul is, but he's basically in the comics right now. Peter Parker is single because he split off with MJ. And MJ's new boyfriend is a guy named Paul, and everybody hates this guy.
Of course,
We do not like him at all. So I think the idea of including
He's
this
just a
character,
man.
he's just a dude, and he can one shot Peter because he stole his girl. So I guess I think that'd be really funny. At Rizadon, just wrote Paladins heartbreak emoji. Rip Paladins. I'm sorry.
We mentioned it in the video. I
We did,
forgot
yeah.
what he was talking about, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, definitely brought that game up.
Yes, which is really sad. So that's just how it goes. Another person. This is a crazy user. I don't know how you say this even. So this is a Sentinel from the X-Men. I think it's just quite like an out there pick. I think that'd be cool for like a different character. A lot of people were rallying behind Lauren. A lot of Captain Marvel love in the comments here, which was really cool
We love to see it.
to see. And yeah, I think, guys, I think it was really nice to just get to see all these cool comments and to hear from people. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, so if you're listening to the podcast on podcast services, head on over to our YouTube channel. We put up this like awesome edited video done by Tom about us pitching Marvel Rivals characters. And if you're watching on YouTube, when the podcast is done, click on over there. It's right there. People seem to be loving it. Lauren, what have you been playing this week?
Still getting through Sly 2. I finished it this week. Surprised it ended exactly the way I thought it would, all 30 other times that I've played it. But it's so great. I'm so excited for you guys to play it because, Klein, there's a Canada setting that I'm
love.
interested to see what you think of. And yeah, it was really nice to go back and finish that. Apart from that, I'm back on Marvel Snap. It's a real problem already. So I'm doing a little bit better at like measuring my time with it and trying not to get too sucked into it. Turns out I've been away for a while. They've nerfed a lot of cards and changed things, so I'm like not like a lot of the decks that I build aren't working as well as they used to, and it's quite tricky. But yeah, it's fun. Good game. I'm glad that it wasn't banned for very long.
Yeah. Yes. Do they do like, this will be a trading card game term, is there like standard where there's only like, there's new sets and stuff of cards being released in Marvel Rivals, and can you like, are all of your cards that you've ever earned available to use in your deck still?
Yeah, I haven't lost
Okay.
access to any of
Okay.
them. I think they are introducing new cards still, usually in the season pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of things that people go after are like different variants of the cards, and there's a lot of cosmetic items that you can buy in the store.
How it works, like in a lot of card games, like I know Pokemon does this for a lot of their competitive stuff, and like Magic the Gathering, where I know it from, called like standard format, where you can only use cards from like the last 3 seasons or last 3 like card sets, I guess 3 or 5. And so I was wondering what Marvel Rivals, or not Marvel Rivals, Marvel Snap does with that, but cool. I have just been, it's just metaphor over here. It's metaphor all day, every day. I think about 10 hours into it now, and just working through, slowly chipping away. I did want to shout out, I also this week, there's a crazy PlayStation sale happening right now, with lots of games. Bought Castlevania Symphony of the Night because I've been itching for a Metroidvania, and this is the one. Like, this is the one that everybody says is the best. It's the best PS1 game of all time, everyone says, and I've never played it. And so there's a collection you can get. It's that, and then Castlevania Rondo of Blood, which is like an unreleased kind of older Castlevania game for the TurboGrafx, I think. The PC Engine in Japan, I know that, but I haven't played it yet. But it was like $3, so I thought I will play this eventually, so I will buy it now. I'm not letting anything stop me on my metaphor quest, because I know that if I, like, it's the same thing with Persona. You leave for a couple days and you come back and you're like, what am I doing? Who are these people? What job do I have? Like, there's so much going on in the game that you kind of just like have to keep playing. But I'm excited to talk about it in our New Game Plus in March. But our New Game Plus for January, February, which is our video game book club, if you didn't know, if this is your first time listening, first time watching, hi. Once a month, we do a video game book club where we pick a game, we play through it through the month, and at the end of the month, we do a deep dive conversation. For January, February, because it was a bit of a longer game, we are playing Okami. So we will be discussing Okami at the end of February. Everybody started, right? Everybody is now on the Okami bandwagon. Good. So we're working our way through that game. Excited to talk about it. That's all I'll say right now. But yeah, you can tune in for that at the end of February. We'll do a deep dive, kind of full on book club discussion. You can follow the show, as always, on Instagram, Blue Sky at Controller Club Pod, TikTok, controller.club. And yes, we're still on Twitter, but don't don't follow us there. I'll just say it. Come on over to Blue Sky. It's a lot more fun there. Also, you can watch the video version of this podcast right now over on our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, as Tom was doing a little bit earlier. We love when people leave us comments, and we shout them out here on the show sometimes. So leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about the podcast. Also, rate, review us wherever you're listening right now. Podcast services around the globe. You can leave us a comment as well on Spotify. I know. You can also send us an email, controllerclubpod@gmail.com. Tom Drew, where can people keep up with you?
You can find me at Tom Drew Arts, Instagram, Blue Sky, everywhere on the internet, pretty much. Yeah, I haven't really posted much recently. I guess I'll shout out my letterbox as well at Tomtastic, because I saw Nosferatu, and all I wrote in my review was Count Borat. If you've seen the movie,
Oh my god,
you'll know what that means. So yeah, follow me all those places to keep up with me.
Does he have a mustache?
He does have a mustache, and
he
it's
has
very
quite a
silly.
moustache.
It's very silly.
Okay. Lauren Rouse, where can people keep up with you? And do you have any film endeavors going on?
You can follow me at lrouse19 on the socials. Although my letterboxd is different. It's Lauren Rouse 19. I've started like my 2025 sort of like rankings, but there's nothing. I've only seen Better Man, so there's really nothing to look at just yet. And I haven't really posted much on socials. I'm moving this week, so if you're on the YouTube audience, next week you'll probably find me in a new location. So that's fun and exciting. So yeah, soak it all in, because it's the last time you'll see this basement.
It's looking, the walls are looking a little more bare than they once did, but yeah, moving day, that'll be exciting. You can keep up with me everywhere. I'm at the Kleinfelt, TheKleinFelt, Blue Sky, Instagram, also on Letterboxd. I saw The Brutalist yesterday, and it was fantastic. So go see movies. Movies rock. So do video games. That's going to do it for this episode of Controller Club. Thank you so much for listening. As always, now let's get gaming.